belong to the same party. We went out there and campaigned for him to become president. So at a certain stage, he needs to listen to us. We want him to leave a befitting legacy. I, for one, sitting here, I was a deputy minister in the first term. So I'm part of that legacy that we are all seeking to protect, right? As it stands, things are not looking good. We saw the brouhaha about the pensioners, the haircuts, the Tokyo Jews, name it. So things are not well. Things are not looking well at all. And elections in our country, whether you like it or not, are fought on two fronts. You look at the economy, you look at corruption, right? If the economy is not doing well and corruption is also not being tackled, then we're on the way out. And look, yes, if we're able to maybe press all the right buttons between now and next year, December, we may have a fighting chance of salvaging the economy and taking the fight to the NDC. As it stands, things are not that great. And we must all be, very realistic about what is out there. Prices are gone up, everywhere you go, there's hardship, the economy is in a good shape, economy down 10, inflation is going up, and what have you. These are all signs that all is not well with the finance ministry. And William Einstein to come and tell you that all is not well. But like I said, at this stage, we're all keeping our cards close to our chests because we want a befitting legacy that can help the party win the 2024.
Right, I was here. Simadi Onwakron Abuapano Miensan in the studios. Ivan Kyei Innocent Atanase. My young share discussion now say, I say government delegation will be in China this weekend for debt cancellation. I don't know. U-turn kind of variety as a schedule, but a very much. So somewhere next week. Omo beko aye China. Any China back Atanase say, young car ye no China by entrim. Now offer entire minority position on vetting is immature. Afenyo marking. Mamima Ivan Akwaba.
Yeah, let's come again.
Now upon to send. Right.
Pressure in the womb.
Pressure and a womb.
What is them French in the Madruha?
Metias. Right, Ivan, and some of that Masuni, kind of Furiata at Ghana, car, ye did China in your kicker hono. About delegation, ever two aya above aqua China, any China back aqua tenacity. Now, young car, ye did no almost make him. Ivan, Yanko.
Yeah, Alaska, the time I mentioned what here for. Debt cancellation at this point in time, the hair. Meaning how Ghana is going to articulate the conversation around that because attaining the middle income status, but be a catcher no yetwemo
maybe you catcher no
yetwem. So the best you can get in this structure your fence terms of agreement na mo say we abenya relief. And so here COVID-19 period na 2020 me no etena ha ka say IMF and the World Bank in collaboration with the G20 countries,
That's right.
A roll up a framework be a the common framework. That common framework in the DSSI no buy so debt service your friend is saying initiative no more the buy some countries take advantage because now mourning the challenge na facing countries during the pandemic. So they came out with this initiative say by IMF ne World Bank bet me I impress it on a man for my dear Mokano. Na sabi a cano, moye home baby. Exactly. Terms of your payments and by flexible. And I told you, say, our neighbors in Cote d'Ivoire and several other countries, it's a key opportunity for that particular option, And as we speak, I we want to say you and more other countries no because they took this initiative. But it's on record that the government of Ghana has opted to join this common framework after say you shut it down. So Obekaya and maybe better catcher says say you top na Ghana will want to pass through the window and get into the house because
exactly.
you top and so we see IMF boss now confirm say Ghana Express initiative your friends in desire somewhere 10th of January 2023 way and a government officially expressed that particular interest and say you joining that common framework but as to whether I say it's too late or not and I think say that is for the IMF to decide and that is on record and our debt the the current economic situation the economic health of this country Ghana and papa and that is a fact. it doesn't matter whichever way up as our channel. So we tape ya boy and Papa no can be a shot on why MPP MP.
That's
and
right.
He has admitted, sir, that the current state of this economy no and papa. And Nina coming to give credence to the many concerns expressed in the past by some of us, say, Quayana, a buying of us or boy minor. I'm in a man, I better. I'm in a one, I better. As I say, so your depth, the structure, ne, your friend said, they are from Hona, or Serena from Monka, and a child had a papiacho. Yes, because Alaska, so your debt component now. When you say the domestic debt, as compared to the external debt.
Very well.
Because the internal domestic debt, is somewhere around 1/3 of your friend say your external debt. And so we internal restructuring. The last time I checked, as at December 2022, net the your friend said the domestic component of our debt, is somewhere around, I think that was 194 billion, 194.7 billion. And I and our government say, oh, has a $10 billion, this debt restructuring in a period of 12 to some years, 7 years relief. So with me, I take it the first domestic debt in the floor, but the chunk, but be a problem no one. The external. And external no nipa ya di omo kan different way. So me breaking it down, chirawa.
That's right.
So we the Eurobond na. Eurobond market, a car yet the 13.1 billion
in dollars.
In dollars.
That's right.
That is in the first Eurobond and a multilateral debt ayede. And no see somewhere around 8.1 billion. And now Paris Club, some countries no more are coming together. So apart from some Bobosiano or Monosusa winya debt situation this Ghana the year or more intervene impress on other countries because it's one of the options that Ghana rely on. Sabe almost bit may impress on your friend saying China, Sabe ya more the cabbage and the Monosu ya the Omoka $1.9 billion. And the biggest bilateral debt Ghana did was so with China. Exactly. I don't know one country bilateral country to country Ghana China. That is the biggest bilateral debt I had. I have 1.7 billion. A honor 7 no because it's one country. I win in China the Nisike Bob Bosia. That I say Obi Ope Akoko Dina Di Brunyano.
That's right.
Obesha that to Bruno go bebre na obana or the okowura dem nja akoko no dia na okowura dem ho na akapono na tum na nkra na mo no mobu ni kom sa na China loan netie terms of agreement and engagement very flexible na sa we default na be hu sa ho na beto blood fool e bi na say ato ye no enti China eye we ya de omoka 1.7 but they we American sign no hard deal no dey fun no exactly. Then other commercial creditors eye de omoka and also running around 3.2 billion and some other countries we could come nyina boma 0.4 and debt no externally no Alaska enon kwa hover around 29 to 28 billion US dollars as compared to we now check ya benya somewhere around 19. Enti baby a 7 no the external. Enti so we had the last time a German your friend say minister no ba krom ha when na Akufo-Addo impressed on him say yesra mo monkona monko kan China for say ya ka no omomo aye no momfa nche because obi anim what China can do.
Exactly.
Because omo no this time no your friend say Alaska omo no they have a certain objective. So here omo massive investment in Africa. Natural resource in raw material and as for na ye omo priority. Sebe ya omo betimi a complement on whatever that they are doing, be it military, technology, whatever, because their biggest objective is to catch up and be rubbing shoulders with America and other saying superpowers out there. So anywhere be those resources no biano, they will lay hands. And see, I say the debt but trap you or natural resources. The last time I told you, so one of their biggest investments in Africa, idea Congo. A tanky mines, copper, we say byproduct of ammonium, cobalt, that cobalt, a radioactive material, this military equipment, and as for our person will be full military capability and capacity. So over there, China to Chromo, the biggest investment I know. And yes, Kaketwa. Yes. Nancy cry a Danin talk or some or money, a buying ankasa, a quiet court to some, and whole lot of issues. And you see, even some of the Chinese companies that come to invest in Africa. Some of the Chinese companies from Africa by investing, who say, company A, company B, no, Nina is state owned. Yes. Now, so we didn't know some and who says, I own a company in a yasem, one mine and yasem. That is how they are, Alaska. And you know, Nana Akufo-Addo are privy to this threat. And in as I say, China sika na buy the uttermost priority. Say you know more can ya nkani ya. Yati ha no fa koto kasa omaje.
Our Jubilee House.
Oh, to our Jubilee House. It's a very dangerous development, Alaska. Eba as a can hasem. And you know, then you begin to ask yourself, say, a dear bang, there be a madam cancer, crime bang your fast so I baby do Alaska. And you know, a nimasem, your casa your cost and 7 more. It be like we will be repeating ourselves as a phone. But one fundamental thing, we are very reasonable. Now we are open-minded individual. Now person will casted this whole thing in a contest. You have to me a proper solution. You have to me akasa. Na you solution to the problems. The question is, so what's your German ambassador now on and they had a press conference and they were wondering why Ghana, a small country, is having a number of ministers more than Germany.
That's right.
That was a concern that was raised. Because they are telling you, sir, you see, even some of the African countries like Chad, Zambia, and Co. are more signing up to the common framework. The DSSI initiative now. You have said, debt service suspension, we no service now. Almost signing up 2021. But some of the country name go through. Because the mere fact that we're signing on for a relief, you know, there are certain internal conditions. I say, we meet who say, indeed, you are serious. We need to make us signing up to, you know, because I can't wabo, and will be whom about to restructure. And restructure, and also, yes, yeah, the chalkeko. You know, for now, do more cano cocasa. Nay, I say, we appreciate, say, there are difficulties. You know, Mubaka some of my money until we see don't worry when Sabaka because at the credit space, young Fassi can't chow my catch at this point in time.
That's right.
And the question is, young Casa internally, no mechanism by initiative by now buying the Gua Cremwa. Everma say German government no China for say you no more Casa some for Ghana can't chaya. A day now buying a when Ghana our minister said also change even. You first say Germany. Yes.
Ministers also say.
Ministers do also China. And the amount of money they finance this huge government enterprise here is who are sabi. Yenya at the Papa Bian free no. As some person is saying. So for you to show commitment, genuine commitment, me a convince some of these countries like China, any Germany, you make me a judge okay. Ghana no real and on their own no yahu so mo ye niema ba ko anamienu na omusika sem say ye yahu say aban no kra no the size of government no watwam ministers na ye 100 and ne wate so to about 20 and 30 ne we ye betime di aginamu aka say yes aban no ye bibi Alaska. These are some of the real commitment they want to see. Even the IMF program na ye kono until say ye betime China and na say for makasa amamo hu say because IMF no udi obi ka na say nipa kura twa na wo default a onfa ne sika amount because they fear say sika no be do nsema that money will go back.
In the national no kura interest IMF kura na automatic go.
No. IMF sika no ebe jina kwanya some of this discussion will go on because IMF will not give you 3 billion and the next day China will be knocking your door. They will come and take the money and go. They will not do that. Wow. They want to make sure that there is a framework that has a sikano demand the intended purpose of this canon will be achieved.
I'm not cutting you. So
you just ask every question you want to ask.
The reason here, or say Branowne, for number can
yes.
Over debt restructuring.
Yes.
Kana would know.
Yes.
When you make because some confess is coming out to Yasa Kana. There's still no.
Yes, Alaska see engineer and cranny moon tin cranny.
Wow.
And what default do you know say no your friends say Fitch downgrade Ghana. Ebiem ye we ne restricted default because ye coupon one of them amateur sika was here over 40 billion 40 million as ye default and $40 million. ye coupon one mo hold ye coupon no as ye tue sika no mom no ye default ye ntimi ntua because that discussion no ye nyanwie ye so we ntimi nkasa ye de achew what default that is on record so that will further downgrade your economic fortunes at the global scale so whoever our investor wa bonten obakasa me sika e ba Ghana no hese obidi ni sika kwose Ghana na sika na kam bosome na so time na so ye ntimi ntua discussion ye koso no nyansi ye na wa wodu sika be kobiem. So all these things are a disincentive for whoever that dreams of Nisika Baba Ghana about investment.
Everything that Boache Jaku says Ghana 40 near corner see and you.
Oh yeah, I know make us say we see you're making the issue your money look very simple because of this nasty politics because NDC na can MPP na can so as if say the usual politics na no. And among for mutual middle now who are supposed to speak to the meat of the issues to elicit proper understanding sabe Ghana for better say no these guys you know so I just toying around the issues but Alaska in some na course no so what you see pa na who the fate of this particular country and ka wodon sabe go with him come say Independence Day na e bad chi no nke be funeral for Ghana yes obia be yi ne Ghana flag na we fra kobene na we kwakosu to say I'm for we yes no because of mine abo that is the fort ye Ghana no said in the shebresi jina no say Alaska enti say internally no and she say ye ben na ban de gu akwam I betimi a China for nkunan say oh okay ye mamo breathing space maybe in the next 3 years no at least ye dem ho acha mo kakra sika na mo ba betu ye ka mo dem mfanya internal way that assurance you know because according to report that particular way China no nya well no because on this kind of the amount no empire obo nyina so be default
na baba be fa airport
exactly
baba be fa way terminal
exactly because omo foreign policy initiative no omo assume a very aggressive posture and omo dey ba because they have somebody in sight chase you know America you know go into competition so whichever means possible bia obia obe gina ni way bia no yeah, like a collateral damage. We say you can collateral damage. What I say, Ukraine Russia war, yeah, of course. Not what target is said. There is a military installation, but a damn busy one, maybe in the in chain. Mamano, then a man yet or target. You want the military installation because it as long as a post to threat to you and do bomb. Nasa adna twas no kukuma and a man, and a mother death, no collateral damage.
That's right.
Yeah, like I don't who soon so but that is not the intended purpose. Sana kwakwaye in our situation, Alaska. So the question is government really committed? The akosi nyina akufo ne na ban are they living life for say or mo ye bibia say Ghana ye gina situation with that is why the German ambassador no kasa who say sabi oman na say ye dwene na ya nwi o sa say nkora na adwene man oman no say sabi wodwin ha won tiase
I see they can only help Ghana see meet certain conditions
exactly because Alaska there is no free lunch anywhere there is no free lunch. Wow, call it on so being Kasama Alaska. Look at the size of government. And ye has a CA in an anno, buying back catcher, they say, ya tamsika over 30 million. Say they call dying, ama, Emrantian and Maiwa.
That's right.
As to how, you see, some of these things, you know, they are in the country.
That's right.
They are privy, access to first-hand information. They see it. Alaska, and to win Nisika, now when you sika did this answer, way. Wunya sika di sika cathedral so we see cathedral sika what for go from ho na no na your president aluprema na ohan na okoba yi embassies na mu gina hai no mu hu o na ukogina ho wani mu ase na ukogina kokata se yamfa wo kancha wa nipa ro kra ba hu sasabi wadwe mu haw because wo ni adwe mu haw a anka mre wo ya ugina yi Alaska whenever you confront situation like this na wan kasa no we take certain initiative.
I'm not sure
remorse by resizing your government. Some of these perverted initiatives now buying no and then say akwahye sika akwahye ma wa wonim se nyansa anim. Se si ameno te hayi. Ya say enkrofo wunuma resign from aban mu say omo nkwa akọ per president adi. And then we am kasa Ghana and we are jokers. In any serious jurisdiction you expect some of these guys yama they are walking in a hall of shame. They will be thinking about how to commit suicide because of shame. Yes, that's what they should be doing. For bringing shame on your family and to Ghana. because they gave you the capacity to come and serve. Look at a bit about me and go. Go back and take it in some okay kind. Now it's never be a general. Obi alko mindful for us, you'll be thinking about how to commit suicide. Shame me never free. So you are not thinking about set me president. What I say? But I'm so mumu be not fair any idea when so not politics no and I say joke be na ye joking to know anybody at all can just say any funny thing and get away with it. Get ban and Greek minister winning that much of a president daddy. I just said the whole setup it's not a serious beer adibia say Ghana needing a dream cause Alaska. Sano abantin so for nusu huyen. Omuya asa kra just sabi on to me ye because what me dwini ye now we Germany now we America now we other developed countries, now we have the efficient government, our more running, now we have more finances. Now, now we have kind of circumstances lead you to be why we are here. Now, your president call you in assembly still. Ukraine-Russia war, Ukraine-Russia war, and all this rest is yes, Ukraine-Russia war, and all this rest is sad justification. And watch it, Asha bag him, maybe Okubia, no Sanibi Guhonka Cranka. Yeah, watch it, go back him to conference. You are quasi be no Jabiato. Send an Africa, how could Jaka Kreguho, or call you and Okojabi Guho, baby Okubia, Kojaka Kreguho. But for him to accept, say, he has been nothing but a reckless leader. Under his supervision, and I Ghana Geneva be a drain. Nasanka Nkro 40 me to 2 near my year, and those reckless spending now cosono, Sabi, yet to me, a show leadership, Alaska, Bianca, Ghana and Geneva be a drain. But a Ghana, no, here we are, or minor Titia Pansam, and then I Ghana and the Munyam on my yeah, the shining star of Africa, the black star. I gaining independence. The first in the sub-region. I inspired several other African countries to gain independence in our democratic journey. No, Ghana, abaye the pay set amount for sharing. Even some of these democratic countries, Bahabe, free. What I say, Ghana, Yena inspire amount for and or mine Ghana, no, says by 10 or 50, say, Yena the laughing stock. And Yenum Domina, yesterday, say, on fire can't change. Yes, China for you could not China for him. Now you're winning getting out. Oh, rather. Now, 7 I can. And then Ghana could not China him a patch out. Some fire can't because we've been reckless. Because Nipa Kenyans are some Nipa and not been so yet. Because Nipa Jane say, when yes, you cannot be in some hunu. Sir, last month we a Eurobond, the default year in Alaska. Okay, I see a quad Eurobond by Chroma by a kinky party.
That's right.
And Nitiano no dry and I'm a feature than grady.
And you come of year.
Yes. Kenke party na kwaje baya na ye celebrate ye hu we no. E ho katama so say ye kotua no. E no na ye na ye hye ho ende no Alaska. That is a sad reality ayete ho. Whichever way you want to look at it. You see, nobody is whipping public sentiment and I say obi your politics around it. But this is the staggering reality, very ugly. I obi e hwebi. Or mine Ghana no. And at this point in time no, for you to be successful, abra ne amaya kasa, or ma odi omoka, ma catch all the first standard debt component, no more yadi omoka. We say nipa no doors, buruburu ya, obi ade ye wombi.
And chow pade you will be bad.
Oh, a chow pade will be. I'm some far so for ne chief man ne otumfo no nyina nka ho bi no monko pacha. Oh, it's serious so. Meaning say German ambassador not accept no kan na.
No, I haven't.
Good or say Ghana for bebre China for dida. We have a lot of engagement with them. And apart from German for so money China for Kasano, we are Ghana and now we are MP. We are Hene, we are businessman. We're not for more China. Start talking to them. That is what he said. Indirectly, he's telling you, say they are not ready to go on because Alaska says, say at the geopolitical arena. No, so winning the tension that is brewing relative to this Ukraine-Russia war, the Western position and that of Russia and Ukraine, and then China has adopted a very strategic position and. Sad terms, that friendly relationship, among the Western part, and China and that particular way no. So Germany or no swat way they come Ukraine on Vanco indirect or directly China no support Russia and that talking terms, and said that New no good anymore China and him say for Ghana for Kachano. And you can't say we are MP now or Ghana, we are businessman, whoever you are, whatever. Influence be our wealth in society, try and go and talk to China. Because omuni momo Alaska. Uno bisa say monhwe size of ministers masabo ano. And then a government na ye. And these are some of the questions over the years. What now videos will be sabi?
Sir.
Me baha I wanna be sir. And that is what every reasonable minded person be in the public space be wo shall them whether you get opportunities to speak or win your opportunity or wo shall them nyansa sebo bia be say na ho say na abanya opa nkokra for chewo. Abanya opa pensioners for chewo. Abanya o say amanfo mfo musika banks di o musika ato bond na se for no yeah, restructure terms of agreement. Now you disikana kwachi say for no calling people to sacrifice willingly or unwillingly no. A dear na buy no so yeah. Yet yana na no yes say jokers ko go parliament ye kwa approve am so mo ministers. Look at Kyei Innocent. And say mu no kwatena parliament ade na ye no ho. Omanya ene ye nan ba ko sha manam and we are struggling to find our way out no. The guy will go and sit at the place. Already no I'm for crowd concerned about it, but it's not the time I will appoint ministers. Because obinimo frimu kwa at least structure na wo ho no just find a way about me realign no work can be a boom mahama pencil communication information I told the yanka boom
So
fishing na agric difference be the home transport na say for no yake can bobo so there are a lot of things that we can do Alaska
duplication of
roads. And those at the Flagstaff House, a nipa yasa job for the boys. You wish you be a go tabonata so ye GSK table so and the amount of money official yasa go the Flagstaff House no e did this answer munu we no Alaska who quantify ye and all this information public information will be any so sa obi a wo ya ahomaso what this answer munu we nyina chi na wa ma wa batisu nipa Kenyans asema wuntie in the media among for Kenyans asema na yasoma national security na yakoche yomo na ye buru ebinom we ye journalist wudi ho agora ya mfa playa memia ohwe wa Alaska ye bechesu akopin so obedwana firi oman mu. These guys adopted intimidatory tactics and ana ye try to cow people into submission and as for no kuma say enti what exhibit all these character traits in the past, intimidating and insulting everybody, asserting your friends say won kwa na winim nyansa chen obia na wo do man na kwa na dey akobo for me na Alaska fed anyone so that is what I'm telling you say these guys should be thinking about how to commit shame, how to commit suicide, not about say ye nam na ye patch na ebi so bo president edi what I say because omino in the history of this particular country. Let us take all the economic indicators in the analysis in a real term. Now you miss who say in the last since our transition to your friends saying independent your friends saying fourth republic way no you democratize under Rawlings na ya ba be sin dey. Look at the records numbers na you record no you nyang record e be that.
That's right.
Even Rawlings are not a military leader now or transit to your friends saying democracy kra no his numbers were even better. Alaska, this is a modern Ghana for you, and you have arrogant braggarts who think they are more intelligent, more knowledgeable than anybody. To them, they schooled in the best schools in Alaska. But say, Nyansa would nibia, opa ko Harvard, a good yam would nibi. Yes, Harvard. Alaska.
So wouldn't
Nyansa common sense would nibia, opa ko Harvard. No, they don't just attend school there. We go yam. Still, wouldn't nyansa. Alaska because me say niama ye hia to bo mine are just common sense. Common sense. Because niama aban ye ebi wo ha nipa when you inclined to governance in any details, in economics, in other one kasa what in China. If you listen to some of the things you see say hey, these things nyansa ni because baby agency say again the Bible say yes it's ministers and bobo. So when there is a consistent call on government say baby agency abanye try and reduce the size of government
and they are thinking of breaking the eggs.
Alaska at this point in time and then you say German ambassador and never catch yourself na winnim nyansa say waban no size no so na wontete so na ye cry Germany for ye German cry no ye cry ye de ye ho no ye cry ministers saying
that's right.
That is the statement the woman was the German ambassador was saying, you know.
Indirectly,
yes, or patch say na winnim nyansa situation ya abaye on fodu a said wona ma wo pa man for chew wo to nkra so obi nkopa China chew no na winnim say wo nso baye bibie hu say size of government no eso na yet parliament debate as to whether to approve Kyei Innocent and another joker. Yes. Alaska, you ask yourself, say, what are they bringing on board? What exactly, what extraordinary thing are these guys bringing on board? Because we know them, Katie Hammond Kotina, Parliament, and Yebisa no question, no. Now, or catch it, say, some will be a bisan, some amount for a fan of a young Kwasi. That is what he said.
That's right.
He was using the word badabash inside the house, and he was asked to retract that particular statement. Yebisa some serious engagement, because no, now we didn't come out actually. Telling you, say, they are proceeding now, because no, on funny serious. But at the way, it captured the soul of every Ghanaian, every patriotic, reasonable Ghanaian at this particular point in time. You said the country is at the precipice. The possibility, say, yes, slippery to perdition, is high. And everybody is looking around to see her. This is the time I transfer Parliament into a joking arena. Alaska, these are the sad realities. Abanye, again, I want to yeah. Alaska, beyond that, let us expand the conversation. In spite of their unfolding, pa China chow, pa China chow, say China the better, pa China chow, China and co. Me catch say multilateral side or moka.
That's right.
They me crack canning in they me who yes I Eurobond no. Because it's a commercial credit space.
That's right.
A man for sika and yakotu ogum. 49 annual so year into Yentiano. And no and fetch a capture and I rate here from C to restricted default no. Alaska deepening our woes
and
further.
There are a lot to come.
There are a lot to come. Because Eurobond, no, now China, they're not yet patch on here 1.7 billion. Eurobond, near 13.1 billion. Multilaterals, you know, 8.1. And yeah, as I'm getting on a year, come once I'm saying, and this year, patchawa. I'm saying China, then you're then coconut punching or patchonas or mojituma. Say, yeah, call Eurobond, and I just, yes, it's such if you man, ne, or tomb for ne, wine, yeah, the military coconut snap, and as if when you dear chile, copacho. Into your mind gun and I dear when you want him yamna Kwame Nkrumah and Visa say the black man is capable of managing his own affairs and the black man has viciously an act of wickedness yes seeking some political vendetta against certain individuals been to know you're taking silly decisions and nina kwa by or minor cowboy nay. That is the sad reality. Now maybe say in the face of the cost you know the cabinet and fan Alaska a buy initiative bang. And I answer, yeah, in the way out, no, you are putting these measures. And these are some of the things that IMF and other countries will be looking up to. Program by now, by the other. By this time, no, you might want to see a broader stakeholder engagement in attempts to strike a certain consensus on certain plans. I no, fire certain briefing space in the future. Quite recently, some catchers say in the US, Joe Biden buy who's America infrastructure are dilapidated, and some of them have to be replaced. You know, he came out that bipartisan infrastructure deal at the Senate. You know, both Democrats and their friends saying, Republicans they struck a deal because they believe say the American infrastructure, no, a bit dilapidated, and there is the need for them to, you know,
like
exactly, Alaska. Measures burn in this difficult time. Never see inflation and somewhere around 50 and over. All the statistical figures, all the indices, everything there is off bar.
Ghana's IMF package is in danger. German ambassador.
Yes.
I think the biggest elephant in the room is China.
Yes.
China is the biggest creditor to Ghana, and so far.
Yes.
It's not fully supporting the setting up of the creditors committee, where all the creditors will sit down and agree on a package for Ghana.
Yeah.
He said in a yet to be aired interview on foreign affairs on the Joy News channel.
Yes. Alaska. China no one is separate priority. China when the reason to invest in Africa.
That's right.
China enim dia all pay achieve. Nebusia na all the amount no was not given to you at a forum where there was a broad stakeholder discussion. Out of that, not this come out. And this a would default to payment. When no quite answer, no country was a can win to me, Massa, prepare airport to me, Babaji. Sa gold never we know. They have between 10 years. These are how I will pay.
That's right.
So they don't want a situation where Germany will come, America will come, at that point, they may not be able to voice out. So if you call them to such a meeting, they will not come. They want to sit with you in the room and open the other chapter of agreement. Say, who default? These are because for that one there is on record. That is why Germany for China is the biggest elephant in the room, because already they have this tortuous relationship with the Western Bloc.
Exactly.
So and all these Bretton Woods institutions like the IMF, the World Bank, the Paris Club, and so forth, are Western based. Western based. So they don't want a situation where they will be string controlled by a Western so-called institution to adjust or to accept whatever way when you're ready to, because they have their own set of priorities and will pursue Alaska. So it's a big deal. But they say beyond this, one kasano a debe na wo ye to show say China no ye willing krana and then will bring it onto the table, because the mere fact that we restructure domestic debt isn't enough. Because they know say domestic debt you'll be successful, because on what the executive powers, whether people agree or not, government have that power to bully people and then get the deal. We will bully people and get the deal. But the biggest chunk of fiscal the external way, which we need control over. And the IMF didn't mawa. So who say conditions na yasati guho na precondition countries in meeting, you also meet it, because Ghana is not a special country. That is what you need to bear. Ghana ain't a special country. I told you, sir, there are countries who have been constantly knocking at the doors of IMF. Amongst who pay deal, but IMF share the ground rules, ground conditions in Alaska, and no way for a deal. And it's all person who said Ghana in terms of leadership. Maybe I know my mama sign be. Wouldn't say next week 6 March.
That's right.
Just watch out. So Amaya say watch out the amount of money we'll be spending during this particular period. Exactly. At this time, I think you declare National Mourning Day, because baby, I don't see any independence. Alaska. Because until said the so-called independence, who said just a symbolic gesture that was paid to us, until so total economic independence, the ordinary and the average Ghanaian bet me attendance. I say, mention at least me here dine, met me behind dine. Me and Kasa met me to my school fees. Me and Kasa met me say the average and the ordinary Ghanaian can accommodate for just certain level of economic independence, at that point, and I'll bet me celebrating independence. Now they're going, it's just funny. Quite recently, and one of the African countries now, our president did 2 Independence Day celebration. That was a wise decision, because considering the burden of debt, our minor shares here, considering the economic situation, never be a generous Nasabi, and yes, show that damn no tima. Will you go out there so celebrate independence? Independence bang when you cannot even pay your domestic debt. Your domestic debt component won't mean to the extent say and more pay or more duty to serve this particular country passionately and diligently. Oh, more to contribution that could go bank say me diabetes me hypertension no catch and say or mine why didn't do say boss asicanum Alaska and won't ferry says how mine few days after over time sika kwetiesi abontiza ukwa Independence Day celebration ndi yanwe. And that is the comment the German ambassador was making, say yanwe sabi yanim nyansa, and they don't understand the kind of leadership I offer, because leadership must be human centered.
Exactly.
The priority in every governance setup is the human factor. At every point in time, your government, your friend is saying whatever objective you have set and revolve and center around bringing relief to Nipa that's an that policy is useless. So at this point, we have a government jinenia enjoy to the sense or say, and now they've shifted attention to the downtrodden amanfo a omo face this economic challenges no omo war man no mu no they are the very people we are calling and impressing on them so omo fire can't at this point in time Alaska it is a good question that we should be asking yourselves there aban no ono ankasa on their own no e dey ben na aban no ye absolutely nothing at this point patently no we are approving ministers. And Parliament is good at it. They are working on it to ensure that Katie Hammond and that guy will go through. I don't know whatever they are going to do at that particular way. Say, no, I buy a comic ministry there. You got putting the two together. No, I don't know what they are going to do. And then instead of them to do alignment, make some of the ministries to ensure that we cut down the size of government. Say, yeah, huge expenditure. Coming from that particular way. No, go and look at the budget. Sikai deficit in somewhere around 62 million. Alaska, such a country, no. How do you convince anybody out there say you are really serious? How do you convince people say we are serious? Now, oh yeah, baby, to mitigate one kasa way in the 7 year will be home about absolutely nothing. Yeah, they are not a num and a year per month for China. Yeah, say Alaska, we are just talking. I am not sure, say any of these group and say entities will be willing. Some may crown maybe certain external will be the impression on them because at this point, you know, government ain't mean show enough commitment on its own side. Say, or yeah, baby, say, yeah, say, the debt situation be better. But I can't see the
right. When I say Ivan Kyei Innocent, and I would say then, I was here, it's getting hotter and hotter. Ivan Kyei Innocent, a researcher and an activist. 9 minutes into 4 p.m. Still have on the radio. I'm 92.3. I was here. Mama Kaya, Senior Avan, Kanuka se fix. Downgrade and say, I said, Eurobond, and as you can be a Yakwako assessor, ya default to. I yes, you can Yakwajia. Kenoforiata be ye, Wache and Kinky party. No. 2. Answer the beauty, Ivan, Yaga doing. So we hear domestic debt restriction. We see China ye pacho na China for the meanwhile would you now your woman no woman for some company
yes
now nipa no wo abontino na wo so
yeah Alaska I don't make a say governance na ye ni nyina revolve around trust and confidence citizens will pose
right
so at this time there is some level of revulsion among Ghanaians because they have lost trust and confidence looking at the reckless manner by na dey sika semaye and some who know this Canada because recently you know panyin this guy high jet nipa kanyan sasem wantie yes akokora wadi mfie 72 at jet mu dware
79
79 am sama teso Alaska dware wo nwiem wo kan na ye kan sem hunu kirawo sika egu ye now at this point in time citizens no I lose trust so what tie ma na oye former chief justice na yes whether in the act or whether you agree or not but she was making relevant point. Says Sikanadi, what happened? Sikanadi now the year, Alaska. That is the question. So, say nipa muti chroma any trust, no confidence, and people are fighting government through in this particular event debt restructuring. Now, how do you expect China and other bilateral partners to agree with you? We have this thing is a long haul. We have a long way to go.
May I say 11 minutes into 4 p.m. Ivan Kyei Innocent and I will tell the Kano. Mamima BOT Akwaba now main koji a getting crap to 2 minutes. Emra BOT Akwaba.
No Alaska me so.
Na makodia. Right. Remember this here.
My money adman so.
Right. Nyameti ase. Remember this here. Why you? Again no afase wo ba du mo sha.
Boko.
Good morning herbal mixture no campaign in Sako Papa de CC sa no she haneno me pichi koma na enkoye infections any ulcer na etete me ma me to join 60 any the two ase na etwini nyina no good morning herbal mixture na rometi e ko na kura de won to na say bi say no one ma ne po adwuma won pem na juice so sem na di sem nyina no e koye na anim sa ka ma me asma no e good morning herbal mixture and e two ase kra na me de me ni chi wo ho kra ko ne say e immune booster eti e buawo e ma ya die bi e wo mu bia no e two ase kra
ani ami na ma ya mere awa mpam no adi o se mamba ku na me kwanom
saka me ma good morning herbal mixture e wo Ghana fa na baby ya ko herbal shop any pharmacy a wo benye do baby a wo de wo kwa wo se wo pe good morning and I say
machio adi e fe ana ma huru wa sin tese no Dr.
3 days ana kofa good morning anaje my kill abagana we chinyina ana ubatuma fifia na our farmers ani ba bia dia ya town na wa fifia number na
Any atia number no ni 0246594117.
Hi sense, yet yasie. Esuto, na so pom da so yedi. Listen, ya shisha bibi subu kwa dia mamo. Ya tu ni di se. Hi sense super promo. Ya nyama le bono. Sa shini ni nevio. Epo ya basopo. Eye piso. Said the bear possibly dia mamo. Ya call first time. First sale. And nyama no sa. Na sa. Hi sense super promo. Awe showroom na. I will gun up an engine now. Hi says one about 5 years manufacturer defect warranty. The Nemo product from change that thing now. And change that thing now. Hi says, change that thing now. May a papa change that thing now. Hiyo, everything 28 February, I come in 8 months. And your Hi says super promo. Hi says, everyday warranty.
Right, I was at 13 minutes into a 4 p.m. Still on the radio. I was a friend in Alaska that on the commander with a commanding voice. Edward, we are saying, not Yaji Ghana, boss, Ghana, yes, she. Halid the Sabo Healing Center, see and country also, or the Hakama tells Ba, Buta, and a Zamzam, and the Dijuma, our hope. But when this open your Kayala soap, never bought a Pama home fee, a home bonnet, a chira before. Yes, I leave the Sabo Akachi, dear, see a friend of Befusuro. But when this old Sabaka Kayala soap, never wow. 0243 409 862 0243 409 862 now 0540 670 646 0540 670 646 now 0201 223 717. Halid the Sabo Healing Center or say aye Abefusuro. Bernard Odrotachi Atanase. Beauty, yes, and then so them China Wabako Cemetery says so in the car. So we go to car no ababeji. We Jubilee House and no ababeji. Say who Ochihini Palace and no ababeji. So we Ghana no ababeji. And that car ye dino. Ya catch a German na buy so kodi akajinam o se dem bi. Where do you mean there?
Alaska mami sanche what you for you now. Men comment they would name me brother. Ivan for the good job done so far.
Right.
Nipa baby. But me niya. Didi kama mami sanche and this in me wo we are safe na nyina. Teacher ne the national